some Warhammer 40K. So, Nice Storm, tell me what you know about Warhammer 40K. All of it. Go.
All right. So, Warhammer 40K actually starts in the 30,000th millennia.
Okay.
During what is called the Horus Heresy.
Wait. Well, hold on. You just said
I could give you a lord.
You just said the 30,000th millennia.
No, it'd be yeah.
That's 30, like a millennia is 1,000 years, so you're talking about 33 billion years.
Yeah,
okay.
30K. It is the year 30K.
Okay, go for it.
What we're going to be dealing with is going to be Warhammer 40K. That is the Horus Heresy. 10,000 years have passed since the fall of the Imperium of Man. I'm not going to get into the Horus Heresy, but it's a very long, complicated matter. And we are currently, the timeline is at the 42nd. It would be called Warhammer 42K, but that doesn't have a good ring to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you only really do it every 10.
Nowadays, the
imperial decimal system there. Go ahead.
But I do play the tabletop. I play the Dirty Tau. I am the Fish People.
Okay.
I am closer to the goodest guys as far as factions go. Not that the Space Marines are not necessarily inherently evil. There are some factions who are not great, but generally speaking, they are more amoral. They try to look at the bigger picture, getting things done.
Okay.
The Space Marine chapter that Space Marine 2 follows, it seems for the most part, is the Ultramarines.
Okay.
Which are they are the definition of what a Space Marine is, without being a outlier. As far as there is a chapter who are protective of humanity, will go out of the way to protect innocent civilians.
Oh yeah. And that's the I watched. Okay, guys, I'm a complete noob when it comes to Warhammer, so I found a guide on YouTube. It's 155 episodes long. I'm on episode 3, and it's it explained them. I think they have green armor, and they're considered the more ambivalent. They try to ensure that civilian casualties don't occur and stuff like that. Is that who you're talking about?
Yes, the Salamanders.
Yes, that's it is. Yeah.
Formerly known as the Dragon Warriors back in the Horus Heresy.
Oh, okay.
They are the herald from the planet Nocturne.
Okay.
Which turns the radiation and all of the harshness of their home planet turns their no matter what race they were before, it turns their skin a onyx black.
Oh man!
And their eyes a blood red.
Okay.
So they a lot of civilians are very scared of them.
Yeah, that's understandable.
They're very gentle souls.
Ah, okay, all right, cool. So the harsh environment didn't necessarily make them harsh. All right, cool.
Correct. They are ferocious in battle. Do not mistake them. They are usually they are considered to be the physically strongest of all the chapters.
Oh, dude, they're like space Scottish people or something.
That would be Space Wolves.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay. So there's an entire faction.
Definitely,
right.
Yeah. They're kind of like Viking-ish. They're very big on honor, and they don't really like a whole ton of technology. They're a little bit more, a little bit of Welsh, a little bit of Scottish, a lot of that Northern European vibe. It's really good stuff.
Okay.
Just basically almost any mindset you could think of, there's usually a chapter for you to link to, as far as all the different chapters go. Like, my other personal favorite are the Brazen Skulls.
Okay.
If anybody watches this and actually understands who the Brazen Skulls are, they're very heroic. They're very big on big risk, big reward.
Okay.
They're very brazen.
Yeah.
But they actually don't know who is their leader. Their leader has never been revealed, and they are very few in number. They were mostly wiped out during the Horus Heresy.
Okay.
But they did very valiant deeds during that time period. As far as we know, we don't actually know all that much about them. but they're very, very interesting.
Okay. So that was a lot. That's, I guess you could. I mean, like I was hearing some stuff about it, and like
I've
primers.
touched on nothing.
Yeah,
I have touched on not even 1%.
Yeah. Like the primer that I'm watching right now. It's like the most overwhelming thing. There's like one video, and it's only 30 minutes long, and he's just talking about the like the Elven people.
The Eldar, yes.
Yeah, the Eldar. And like they're always talking about how it's like, no, this is not a whole lot of what I'm talking about. But it's just a primer. It's just like introducing all this stuff. So that's, I can definitely hear. I did hear some like reports that like it was a good game. The gameplay loop was amazing. The combat was amazing. But like there are a lot of people who aren't into the story that's like super deep, and they usually come back with the response of like I didn't really understand what was going on, because it doesn't like hold your hand with respect to like the lore or anything like that.
This game or the first game?
Apparently this game, because there were instances where they were like, "Holy shit, that's awesome," and then like they would just be confused and like, "I don't know why we did that, but it's cool looking." So that's what I've heard. Yeah,
I mean, I understand wanting to get new people into the game.
Yeah,
and yes, I am totally for that. I'm not trying to say like, oh, screw the new people, but at the same time, I prefer it when a game, especially like this is a sequel.
Yeah.
We should be don't hold people's hand. Like this should be a good way. Like if this does really well, I hope people look at it as a way of, hey, I'm going to go read a book about the Ultramarines or about 40K, or maybe I'll give the tabletop a chance. It is very, you want to talk about like a money expenditure. That game is very, very pricey. It's well worth it. It's a ton of fun for a tabletop game, but it is not cheap. But there's a lot of different ways you can interact with Warhammer 40,000. That's one of the things I like about how it's grown, especially over the past, I'd say, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
You don't have to be shoehorned into just playing the tabletop game.
Mm-hmm. You
can also play like certain video games. They've been very hit or miss on the quality of their video games, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
But this one, and the previous one, from what I understand, one of our good friends, Monk, has raved very highly about the previous game.
Yeah. He was talking about that earlier today. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have very high hopes for this one. It looks very good. The combat looks solid.
Yeah, everybody said this. It's a well-made game. It's a solid game. And like the all of the reviews and things that people have been talking about with regards to like how it performs is also like extraordinarily good. Like apparently it uses like the CPU and the GPU in like a really clever way. And most games, it only really touches on the value and the strength of the GPU that you have. But most of the time, like it uses like 90+% of the GPU's capabilities on like everybody's GPU, which is kind of like rare. Like it's not a normal thing for people to like for game studios to actually utilize that much of the what do you call it? Like the hardware and the architecture of like most platforms. So I don't know. I feel like that's really impressive. It's really impressive praise. So I don't know. It's
I had mild issues getting my install and getting it to actually run.
Oh yeah.
But I am running my actual physical computer is still from like 2013.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a fairly new graphics card. So it is running. We'll see how clunky it is. I did lower a few settings, but I don't anticipate any serious problems with it.
Okay. All right. Well, that should be enough of the Warhammer 40K talk. I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm just going to be like, okay, let's get this thing over with so we can go play.
We primarily do play another game.
Helldivers.
Or we have, yeah. We do primarily play Helldivers 2.
Yeah. And
honestly, I'll say this: it's kind of smart of them that they're planning on this new update coming out after the release of Space Marine 2.
I think that that's intelligent. Yeah. I don't know if they're actually. I don't know if they planned it based off of. Yeah, it's happenstance. I guess you could say it's fortuitous or like some other, I don't know, other term that we would normally use to describe like some good outcome for them prepping this. But I feel like they would have had to have prepped this for a long time. Like their people went on vacation like 3 months. What was it? No, like a month ago. It was almost like 3 or 4 weeks ago, right? And they're just now coming back.
It's been a little while now.
Yeah. And like, I feel like that's been something that they've been working through. And the release date for Space Marine.
Correct.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, they went on vacation just before the release of the last War Bond.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been probably like a month and a half, I'd say.
Yeah, a month and a half. Yeah. So I don't know. It feels like I don't think they're trying to do like 3-dimensional chess like that. It didn't seem like they're the type of studio that does that sort of thing.
It's happenstance. It is. But I whether or not it was purposeful or they're just kind of leaning into it because like, hey, we're gonna this. Obviously, some people are correctly assuming that Space Marine 2 is kind of a competitor to Helldivers 2. Both of them are squad tactical. You are fighting a similar type of enemy as the primary enemy in the bugs and the Terminids.
Yeah.
So I mean, like the generic people who don't dive super into the lore, they're gonna see those things and be like, okay, well, these are similar games. They're not in a wildly different headspace.
Well,
even though like I'm sure they will be playing quite different.
Yeah. I was just gonna add that. I mean, they're going to be competing for one another, irrespective of whether or not they intend on it. Like, I don't think that their game. You're right on all those points with regards to like what it looks like and what it could end up projecting to be. But I mean, when you can only play one game at a time. I don't know anybody who can play like 2 games at a time. And even if like. Right. I don't know, like if a new Star Wars game came out that was like a new-ish, like that would be the competitor because it's just competing for other people's time, Right. So I get what you're saying. I just don't. I don't know. It might be good for us, like me and Toast and Stinky, for us to like have that time, have people be distracted by Space Marine 2, because I don't know, like. I mean, you already know where I stand on this, but I really don't like it. I don't like the sort of complaints that people have brought to like the Helldivers community. And I'm not even like a part of the OG community, like Stinky talks, like Stinky hates that sort of thing. So, I don't know.
Well, yeah, and I'm of the mind of, there were some serious issues that Helldivers 2 decided to, whether or not they were bugs that they were fixing, or whatever have you, it feels like magically fire got nerfed.
Yeah.
Right when the fire DLC dropped.
Yeah, I can't imagine that was intended.
Regardless of what their justification was or anything like that, like, of course that's going to lead to some feel bad moments for some people. But they don't care what the dev team is doing. They don't they're here because they spent their money and they're here to have a good time playing a video game.
Yeah, that's like they're not worried about. Absolutely, they're not worried about the minutia. Yeah. But the issue has to do with the fact that sort of like crybaby nonsense existed way before, just like the fire nerf, and it wasn't necessarily understood. It was like everybody was just hopping on the bandwagon to complain and moan about like something that they didn't understand,
that or the other,
or. I just feel like this game is just like not understandable for most people. They think that it's supposed to be this thing where you go in and you spray and pray. I have a negative viewpoint about shotguns, but like people, like we were playing yesterday, Stinky, me, Toast, and Monk, and like everybody was trying to figure out like what other weapons they should use. And I still use like point fire weapons, so like the counter sniper, it still headshots everything. The issue is just you have to be able to aim it. You know, you have to be able to have that sort of reaction ability. So I don't know. It's a game that's made for very specific purposes. If you're only in it at a superficial level, I don't think you're going to enjoy it. That's one of the reasons why Stinky loves it. That's why Toast loves it. That's why you and I can continue to play it and still like it. Other than, you know, some of the small annoyances for you, I know that you really hated the fact that the fire got nerfed. I never was into fire. That's why it didn't bother me that much. But
I was never really into fire.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into fire because some of the stuff they like. Don't get me wrong. The cookout is still a great weapon. I'm not trying to say that. And like adding fire as a afterthought to lasers, I thought was great. There are tons of praises I can give. It's just it's more like I can understand where some people's arguments are coming from, because like I think about the deeper layers of things, whereas not every gamer is going to think about a game. They don't care about thinking about it too deeply. They simply just want to, like, hey, this isn't working the way I wanted it to, and we just had a DLC that's focused around this thing, and it feels like I'm not hurting anything with this fire. So it's like while I for the most part I'm on the same boat as you and Stinky and Toast. I definitely, at least especially with the fire DLC talking
you can
point,
definitely
understand their point of view on that.
Whereas
no, back in the day when like they nerfed the railgun, like, look, I love the railgun, but everybody agreed. Like, anybody who was saying that the railgun didn't need to be nerfed, like, come on now.
Dude, that was fucking one-shotting everything. That was like a massive... Anyway. I just think it comes down to, like, the studio. They should have... They're extraordinarily small. They had 100 people throughout the entire development for 8 years. They didn't have their own engine. They had an engine that was being supported, and then it stopped being supported. So they had to do, like, all of this stuff on their own. And... after 8 years, and Sony is investing in it, Sony is going to say, like, okay, guys, you need to, like, this is a playable game. Why is this not running? Why is this now out in the open? And I think they just didn't test it enough. And that's one of the things that, what's his name? The CEO, the guy who was the CEO, who stepped down to be the COO, he stepped down and he was talking about, like, we're going to be playtesting this more. Because like, and then he said it was like once or twice a week, and that's more. Like, other studios have the shit playtested out of their game before it goes to like alpha or beta, way before it goes gold. Gold is like whenever they start to print it on disc, and or you know, they don't print it on disc anymore, but you know, before they release it. So like, they should have had like 30 more people in the studio just playing the game. And the COO, the person who's the COO now, should have been in charge of like that feedback loop for people who are playing the game. Because at the moment, even now, it still kind of seems like he's not really in tune with what's actually happening, or it seems like there's a massive delay. Because every single time he addresses an issue, he makes a statement, and then after that, he makes another statement, and it seems on point, but there's like some weirdness that ends up coming about by it. And I don't know, maybe next time we'll pull up some other stuff that I don't have on hand right now, but I don't know. I still
immensely enjoy Helldivers 2. Space Marine 2 is not going to completely eradicate my love for Helldivers 2.
Oh no, it's not going to.
But I am planning on, you know, taking a little bit of a break. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Oh my god!
I don't want to get to the point where I'm upset at the game because, like, oh well, the heavy machine gun buff is coming, and you know, all these things are like. I just don't want to worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Because I know once the new update comes, I'll get right back into Helldivers 2. And until then, I've got other games I can play, such as
Space Marine
2.
Yeah. And Mech Warrior.
But I mean, like, yeah, there's Mech Warrior 5, Space Marine 2, I play Pokemon Unite. I also have been having a lot of time with Let's Go Eevee.
Wait, Let's Go, you said Let's Go what now?
Eevee. So Let's Go Eevee is imagine Pokemon Red or Blue or Yellow. It's more based on Pokemon Let's or Pokemon Yellow because, but you get to
okay.
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. You get Pikachu as your friend. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, you get Eevee as your friend, and you go through Kanto, and it's kind of like Fire Red or Leaf Green, which was an update.
Yeah, it's really convenient for Eevee then.
Yeah, you can't evolve either of your starters.
Oh,
that is a caveat. It's very simple. It's very you can get another Eevee. You can catch one.
Yeah,
they're out in the wild, just like Pikachu. You can catch another Pikachu.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be more like your mascot.
Huh.
You can use them in battle. They get specific moves. It's meant to be a more casual, relaxing game. It only involves 151 Pokemon. There are no other generations outside of
it's the OG.
Yeah, it does have Melton. And if you ever did you ever play Pokemon Go?
No.
Because if you play Pokemon Go, you can transfer Pokemon from Go that are of the Kalos region, or not Kalos, of Kanto.
Yeah. And
transfer them into the game.
Oh, okay.
So let's say if you're traveling in Pokemon Go, and you happen to get like a shiny Ghastly or something, and you're like, oh, I really wish I could use this. I don't really battle in Pokemon Go. I use it more to just, it helps me walk more, or like stuff like that. I use it more as like when I am trying to be physical, it helps motivate me to be more physical.
Yeah.
But then you can transfer it into the game and actually use it in the game. It's really neat.
So I only played like the original, like the OG Pokemon. This is like, it was all Kanto.
Yeah.
And it was the Indigo League, and it was like the original like cartoon with like Ash Ketchum and Brock and Misty and God, what else? I can't remember. It was, what was it? It was a Gary? Oh shit! I need to turn my After that, I saw it was. Let's see. It wasn't Mewtwo Strikes Back. The Power of One. I don't think where did the legendary birds come in at? Oh yeah, that's the Power of One. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay.
And the world will turn to ash. Pokemon the Movie 2000 deals with like Gen.
Wait. Pokemon the Movie 2000? Oh,
that's
no. Oh, wait.
Power of One is called.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Never knew that.
Oh, I'm a huge Pokemon. I mean, after Gen 6, I didn't play the Alola region hardly at all. It's not bad. It's not my.
Wait, okay, hold on. I gotta catch up because I'm just on I'm on like Bulbapedia right now. You said Gen 6?
Yeah. Well, Gen 6 is when they added fairy.
Wait, say that again. You cut out. You said fairy types?
Yeah, the fairy type.
Okay.
Yeah, so like that's when Clefairy and Clefable and Wigglytuff, Mr. Mime became a psychic fairy type.
Wait, I thought. Oh, so they gained like evolutions to like the Clefairy was already
normal.
Oh, it was just a normal type.
But they changed certain Pokemon, just like how in Gen 2 they added the Steel and the Dark type, so Pokemon like Magnemite became a electric Steel type.
How do you wait? Is Clefairy, is that with a K or a C? It's a C in it. Yeah, Clefairy.
Yeah.
Okay. Clefairy, Cute Charm, or Magic. What?
See how the type in the just underneath the picture?
Oh, it's a fairy type. Fairy. Okay.
Yeah. In Gen 6, they added certain, or they changed. They added or changed some.
Oh, so okay. So in the first generation, Clefairy wasn't. Oh, okay. It was prior to Generation 6. It was a normal type. Okay. That's what it's saying. Okay, that's what. So they just retconned the shit out of that. I guess it makes sense in the sort of biological world because you would end up coming up with a new categorization for like
it was
species.
From what I understand, there was always talk of having a fairy type.
Uh-huh.
even way back then, they just didn't know what weaknesses it should be. The hardware could only handle so many different types.
Yeah.
There were a lot of issues, and it took until Gen 6 when they actually figured out, okay, this is what we're going to actually do.
Huh. What are these?
Just like how apparently Clefairy was originally supposed to be the mascot Pokemon for Pokemon.
Why?
It was not supposed to be Pikachu. I don't know. From what I understand, very early promotion materials, you will find Clefairy on it as well. And I don't know how real that is, but that is a rumor that I have been hearing about for a long time. Originally, Clefairy was going to be the mascot. Or not necessarily like Ash's Pokemon, but it was just going to be one of the faces. Just like how Eevee is now one of the faces of Pokemon. Because Eevee is just amazingly popular. And it makes sense too, because if you think about it, Eevee in Gen 1 had 3 different evolutions, so you could pick your favorite.
Yeah, no, that does make sense,
In Gen 2, it got 2 more. In Gen 4 or 5, it got another 2 more. And then in Gen 6, it got another 1.
Wait. Okay, so Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. I remember those were the originals.
3.
Yeah, from Eevee. And then
Gen 2 got Espeon and Umbreon.
Okay. What the hell is a dark? What is a dark Pokemon?
So dark is good against Psychic. It's weak to Bug. It's good against Ghost.
Okay, hold on. Let me. It's one of the 18 types. Holy shit!
They've only added 3 since the original.
Oh, okay, all right. Archetype. Oh, that just means evil, dark. Okay, never mind. All right. Let's see. Dark type moves are super effective against Ghost and Psychic type. Okay.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah, I know my types.
And Pokemon.
I went to Pokemon school, kids.
Pokemon are weak to Bug, Fairy, and Fighting types. Okay.
Oh, Fairy.
Huh.
Yeah, Fairy's one that I never have. After knowing what it's strong. I know Fairy is good against dragons, because Fairy is a good way to describe Pokemon that are aliens. They're just odd.
What the hell is Gigamax? Is that an evolution?
It's a temporary gimmick that I didn't really care for.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mega Evolution is cool. I like Mega Evolution. Gen 6.
Wait.
Mega...
This is all of this stuff. You
I
have
know,
to understand.
I know.
I have never been into Pokemon. I haven't been into Pokemon at all since it came out. You said Mega Evolution? Mega
Evolution.
Evolution. Okay, Mega Evolution is temporary transformation. Oh, it's temporary. A temporary transformation to produce Pokemon X and Y that affects certain Pokemon.
Yes.
What? It's presenting.
You have to have a stone, and they have to have a stone. It's really neat. It's basically, for anybody out there, it's kind of like how Digimon needed a crest and a tag. You're supposed to have a certain level of bonding between trainer and Pokemon. It's really cool. I love it.
Okay, Mega Mewtwo Y versus Mega. What the hell is that? Lucario?
Yeah, that's Mega Lucario.
What is what? Dude,
Lucario is a Gen 3 Pokemon, I think.
Oh, dude, they got Venusaur Mega. Okay, Overgrowth Chlorophyll. Mega Venusaur. Oh, they're just called Mega. Mega Charizard X and Y.
Notice that Mega Charizard X finally becomes a dang dragon type.
That's ridiculous that it took it that long.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny. I used to really dislike Charizard.
Dude, Charmander was my first pick whenever I played Pokemon.
Squirtle was always mine.
Okay.
My real partner will always be my Dragonite. I will always pick my dragon.
I remember there's a scene in the first Pokemon movie with Dragonite that was so dope. I don't know why, their speed and the fact that they were lumbering. Oh my god, this is so cool.
So I own one of their original cards, and on one of their original cards, also one of the promo cards, the flavor text on the card talks about how it can circumnavigate the entire globe in 24 hours.
That's pretty quick.
That's really, really nuts for a living thing to be able to do that.
That's pretty quick. That's
Mega
nuts.
Alakazam. I'm using Alakazam in Let's Go Eevee file, and I have a Mega Alakazam. Whatever the stone is called, it's hard to say.
Alakazamite.
Yeah. It sounds dumb.
Wait, the child grows up. That's the super. That's the super. Okay. Bug flying.
I like pincers. Pincers make sense. Like, it can fly now. Like, that makes sense.
Because it's a beetle.
That.
Like a Hercules beetle is actually capable of flying.
Yeah. I was really tempted to use that, but
Mega Gyarados looks awesome. The Hyper Beam Cannon, I think is that what it's called? Special move?
I mean, yes, Gyarados is one of the many Pokemon that just...
Wait, you just cut out. One of the many Pokemon that could do what?
It is one of the many Pokemon that just uses Hyper Beam.
Oh, okay.
Hyper Beam is a really weird move. It's very flashy. It looks really cool. It is not a very high-performing move.
Oh.
Mega Ampharos. I love Mega Ampharos.
Okay, wait. Why the hell would Mewtwo turn into a fighting type?
One of them is physical and one of them is ranged.
Hold on. Mega Mewtwo X. Hold on. I need to see him duke it out. Are there like videos of them? Hold on. Mega Mewtwo X.
You might see
Mega Charizard X versus Mewtwo.
That actually, you should watch that. Go ahead and watch it. If we ever see him catch,
thank God,
Mew. I don't think we ever see him catch Mew.
But okay, finish what you were saying.
Oh, just like I mean that was supposed to be the quest you went on. Like, becoming the champion of the region was never actually the goal. The goal is supposed to be to catch one of every Pokemon.
Oh, so to just like assist in this doctor's ability to catalog all Pokemon.
Right. Yeah.
I guess yeah, that does. I guess that makes sense, dude. His hair is just like way overgrown. He looks.
Yeah, Manectric. Yeah.
What?
Obama Snow is awesome.
Obama Snow. That's.
I might have named mine Obama.
Oh my god.
It was great. Mega Beedrill.
Oh, awesome. Pidgeot was so
Mega
cool.
Pidgeot's cool. Yeah. I didn't like how the difference between Pidgeotto and Pidgeot wasn't that big of a deal.
He just got bigger.
Difference between but the difference between Pidgeot and Mega Pidgeot is pretty.
Okay. Well, we just nerded out on a shitload of Pokemon. Just
I'm sorry. Yeah, I could do. There's a few subjects. It's this, Lord of the Rings, and Star Trek. Yeah. That I am like, man, I know my stuff.
Have you? I wanted to post a video not too long ago about like the actual size of a starship.
You want to look up the size of a starship in 40K. They make starships in Star Trek look like babies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actual size of ships in Star Trek. Damn it! This is just like forum style. I do not want to.
Damn nerds and their chat boards.
Damn. Okay. Anyway.
I'm on Reddit. I'm part of it.
This guy talked about credit cards most of the time. Let's see here. Wait. Is this it? Best Federation starships? No, that's not it. Damn it. Okay. Anyway, well, they have like way more space than they need to have. It's like ridiculous, and it's
some
almost.
Some of them do. Yeah. Well, did you know the Enterprise D? According to the schematics, it has a second warp drive in it. It has a backup warp drive.
Wait, the Enterprise D? That's the next generation, right? Yeah. Well, isn't the Battle Bridge capable of going into warp? And
they're both supposed to be able to go into warp.
Well, I thought the saucer section was only supposed to maintain warp. Maybe the saucer section can't.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
I swear I saw somewhere that it was only supposed to maintain warp. So like you would like keep it in warp, because that's what happened in the first episode, didn't it? Like the saucer separate.
No, you need a deflector. The deflector dish is what constructs the warp bubble, so you can actually go through warp.
Yeah, but the warp core would maintain that bubble. The warp core
produces the power.
Yeah.
So the nacelles shape it along with the deflector dish. I don't think it can stay in warp. Maybe it can for a short period of time, but I don't. I'm so sorry, chat. Here I said I was such a nerd, and now I'm faltering.
Damn it. There was a. Oh, here we go. This is it. Wait, does it show like the entire crew? Hold on. I think it shows like the entire crew on top of of the Enterprise D. This is a big ass ship, bro.
It is.
It's huge ship.
It's also nothing.
It's also nothing. What do you mean?
Well, like, because I can't help but to compare this ship.
Don't do that.
To the like 40K ships.
That's ridiculous. I mean, how many people were in those ships? Like, is it just a ship?
Hundreds of thousands.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's
like that's
150,000.
Like that is crazy. That is crazy.
They're like cities.
Like that is obnoxious almost.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's partly what 40K is about. It is about excess. It is about taking things to the extreme.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I didn't know. We just kind of drifted in and out of like 8 different conversations just now.
I mean, we could do that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Oh, if you want to drift in and out of weird stuff, we'd like to give a little shout out to James Earl Jones, who recently just passed away.
Yeah. I saw that. I was going to post something in the.
That was. Yeah, I'm not. Shame. I don't want to sound like I'm heartless. The dude was 93. We've been expecting it for a few years now.
Yeah.
I adored his work. He's had a great, and not just Star Wars. Obviously, he was Mufasa.
Yeah.
I can't remember. There's a little movie where he's a grumpy old dude. I can't remember what movie it was either. It was really, really good. But anyway, he has a very storied, long history of movies, and he will be greatly missed.
Yeah, he was 93, born in 1931. I remember seeing him first. Yeah.
Isn't he and Dick Van Dyke about the same age?
I think so.
Or is Dick 98? Dick Van Dyke might be 98.
Hold on, I'm looking at my phone right now. Dick Van Dyke. Oh, he's 98. Yeah, he's 98.
He is 98. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I actually checked up on him a few days ago because my mom was talking about something.
Yeah. He was in The Lion King, Coming to America, brilliant movie. I saw him the first time in The Sandlot. I thought that was an amazing movie, by the way.
Maybe that's the movie I'm thinking of where he was grumpy. Was he like a grumpy old dude?
He was portrayed as a grumpy old dude, like a scary old dude. But it wasn't like he was a scary old dude. People knew about his house because he had this big dog that was behind the fence. And
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
That's like a major point in
I just haven't seen The Sandlot in 15 years.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. He was in Coming to America too. That's weird. But yeah. Oh, he was in Rogue One. Oh, obviously, yes. Darth Vader.
I think that was one of his last times doing the voice. I don't know that he did the voice for any of the new movies.
Probably not. He was also in he's been in a few TV shows too, obviously.
From what I understand, he actually recorded a whole ton of just random words in different inflections for them to be able to use his voice as Darth Vader.
Oh, you mean like... Actually, I don't think it would be like Tarkin.
No, I mean, this was done deliberately, as opposed to sampling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Jordy
LaForge. I found this awesome photo.
Most of the cast being outside of their quarters is really weird looking.
What? Why? You mean outside of their uniform?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said their quarters.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this guy.
He's too cool. Yeah.
No, Jordy LaForge is great. No, I actually knew him from too.
I say that again. You cut out. You said Reading Rainbow.
Yeah, I knew him from Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
And then of course we saw Roots in school.
Oh yeah.
And I was very, very confused. I admit that I thought this was just an episode.
Okay, no. Don't elaborate.
No. I legitimately thought it was a episode of Next Gen, and like he had been captured or something. And I'm like, what is going on? Yeah. I thought because you little kid, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about like any of that. I did. Maybe some kids do, but not. I didn't.
Yeah. No, at that point, it's just if it's elementary, it's an introduction. Nobody's really having a heavy conversation like that. I'm black. My parents didn't really tell me until like I was like just starting middle school, and that was just like barely.
I got you.
But interesting. I have no idea what's playing in the background. Got like this sort of like banjo with something going on.
Highly appropriate for talking about Next Gen.
Absolutely. I feel like with this sort of layout though, you could have like it would be like nice and spacious. And I feel like this would be necessary because if you think about it, it's basically a submarine. Like as soon as you step outside, you're gone. Like,
right.
This is definitely necessary. And I feel like any sort of anything less than that would be kind of garbage.
Yeah, you're gonna, especially if you want to have whole families and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Inside of a ship, you want them to feel like they can breathe because remember there was that whole little thing with Garrick in Deep Space Nine where he feels cramped.
Oh yeah.
His kid has claustrophobia.
Yeah.
And so having wide open areas inside of what is otherwise basically, as you said, a space marine.
Yeah.
Is I don't know why I put such a pause between, like, why did I say space marine?
I don't know.
Submarine.
It made sense though. Everybody's still following you.
It did. It made sense. But yeah, then it's gonna, because I mean, remember the Enterprise had like a full arboretum.
Yeah. That could this section that it's yeah that's crazy. It could be like the inside of like the Singaporean airport. Sorry. That reference probably doesn't make any sense to most people anyway. I'll show you all that sometime. I'll put that up as a video as we transition out. But yeah, no, I don't know. I definitely feel like what's his name was asking some really interesting questions the other day. It was actually yesterday. King, we were it was me, him, and Toast. And Monk, and we were he was asking questions about like what it would take to actually get multiplanetary life, and he was asking some vague questions and stuff like that. You ever think about stuff like that? Like, okay, what are your thoughts on like the current attempts from like either? I know we need big rockets, but what do you think about like SpaceX and like Jeff Bezos and stuff like that?
Well, it's bold and it's necessary. Yeah. Even if we don't destroy ourselves on this planet, eventually, I mean, us hopping to other planets in our own solar system is cute.
Yeah.
But the real goal needs to be colonizing other actual planets in habitable zones in other solar systems. Because the second we can do that with like relative consistency, we make it so our species can propagate exponentially.
This is are you looking at the shared screen?
Yeah.
This is what the inside of the Singaporean airport looks like.
That seems
fucking majestic.
That's wild.
That's fucking majestic.
Have you been there?
No. Okay, that's clearly.
Oh, okay.
that was clearly some ish right there, some video editing. But I've been to the airport in Kansai, the Kansai airport. That's like a floating island. Hold on. Kansai airport. Here we go. I don't know if this is going to actually show. Oh, yeah. It's just basically these two lines are shit.
We're going to show you how we constructed it.
These two lines are just like, I think it's like 14 or 15 miles or something like that. And it's just a straight that bullet trains, and the road is on. And it goes into these like massive airport sections. This is runway 1 and this is runway 2. And when I was going to apply for university in Japan while I was in high school, I had to fly down to Kyoto and like actually take the entrance exam. So like you can't, like there's an entrance exam in the university.
Can't
so
do it online.
Yeah, you don't just apply. Like you have to go there and you have to fill in, like you send them a whole bunch of stuff to fill in, and then you get interviewed. And that interview is basically the entrance exam. So yeah, I flew down, and on the way back, I took a bullet train to the airport, and it was pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Sounds. That's one of the things I love about where I live, is like the train system, the metro.
Yeah.
is quite extensive. Like if I really wanted to, I could go, because I live fairly close to Chicago. Once you link up with Chicago, Chicago can take you most places in the United States.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Because originally that was the hub in the United States, was Chicago.
One of the
if you ever get the chance to go there, looking at the rail yards, it is crazy just how much of the city was devoted to rail yards.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn there.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's one of the critiques that I've always had after like traveling from because I've been to Japan and I've been to Taiwan, is that it's like crazy convenient, and it usually has to do with like mass transit and like open air, like pleasant places to travel through that is mass transit is a part of like all of like Japanese like mass transit train stations and like Taiwanese train stations. Look at that shit. That is the fucking coolest shit. Big ass waterfall. Love that.
Around here, some people might consider that a little bit too decadent. Like why are you wasting money on that kind of architecture? But some people would also see that as like it's a tourist spot. You get revenue because people want to see that.
Actually, one of the more interesting things, and it's kind of cool that you brought that up, that's more related to the fact that this airport is completely private. So the reason why some people would say, like, okay, that's not edited. I thought that was edited for some reason. It looks like it's like a walking tour or something like that, and those actually came out. I thought that was like some After Effects magic or something. But anyway, one of the main differences in like American airports and like airports in mainly Asia, specifically like in Japan, and I know definitely in Singapore, is that like most Japanese airports, as well as like in Singapore and in Taiwan, they're completely private. Like they're privately owned. They have like no public funding. You would probably end up getting into a conversation about like a waste of money, or this isn't needed, because some of it ends up in the United States. Some of it, a large portion of it actually comes from public funding. So it's like taxpayers paying for it. So I think in that situation,
it's a different mentality.
Without even noticing, we're probably complaining about stuff that is actually correct. Like we're wasting money on something, not necessarily because we don't need it, but because it's like our money, as opposed to them like making it with just like private income, which is really interesting to think about. Like they have all this cool shit, and it's like privately funded.
Okay.
Yeah, from the people that go there and the tickets.
Well, just like how I wouldn't personally say the Metro. If any of our listeners has ever ridden the Metro in the Chicagoland area, I wouldn't say they ever look bad.
Bro,
but they don't look fancy.
That's a fucking public bike. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Butterfly Garden.
But
I would hop on that thing. That's amazing.
If you look at like certain bullet trains in like Japan and some other areas, a lot of them are stylized very well to look aesthetically pleasing. And I mean, regardless of your of your feelings on America should have bullet trains, which I mean, I don't know of many people who would really argue against it. The people who argue against it are trying to push an agenda of everybody having a car.
I don't know if that's the case. But
I mean, like, but there is a non-zero portion of people who are like, we want to drive our cars, be more independent. But there's also a good shot. Like, I have a good buddy. His dad works in Chicago. His dad has his own car and stuff, but he takes the Metro into Chicago every day for work because it's convenient for him, and his job pays for his ticket. So instead of him having to pay gas and find parking in Chicago, which is, I love Chicago, but finding parking can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I understand that, but
good public transportation, I think, is a fantastic thing. It needs to be further expanded upon.
Oh, look at that food. Yeah, it's I definitely feel like it's convenient, and once people usually don't want things when they don't have any experience to it. It's experience with it. So just saying that you want to drive your car. When people say they don't want to drive their car, or they want to drive their car, or they want their car, it's usually with the mindset of like the current scenario, not necessarily like an enhanced scenario of like some future where things are changed around and things are made more convenient. Whenever you talk about public stuff, people aren't going to be enthused about it because we're not like teleporting the efficiency of the Japanese train stations or trains or train lines to the United States. We're going to have like the same sort of bullshit they have in New York where shit's late all the time, or in the United Kingdom. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about like mass transit in the UK as being like on time and efficient. The same thing is true for like,
or some people think of it as being dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it's not a conversation about potential, which is what most people who are optimistic is talking about. So, I mean, I can understand where people are coming from. It's just once you experience it,
East Asia is also quite a bit different.
Yeah, the mindset is different.
Public etiquette and stuff like that.
The mindset is definitely different. I mean, you don't. Yeah, Northeast Asia that has a different mindset. The same thing is true for parts of Southeast Asia, but you do end up seeing like everybody has like a moped, and say for example Vietnam, as opposed to doing mass transit, which is a different type of like I want a car mentality. But I don't know. That's
mopeds are cool.
Mopeds are cool.
Mopeds are actually coins. That's so awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't personally care for motorcycles. I don't like loud noises. So, like, an electric motorcycle would be fine. But, like, mopeds usually are pretty quiet. So that's why I like mopeds over motorcycles.
Oh, no. Mopeds are loud as shit, dude.
Really? Because the ones I've interacted with aren't very...
I don't know. You probably have to get, like, a really new one or something like that. Because most of the mopeds I've heard about, they're not like these
coins. That's so awesome. Thank you.
They're not like these like super fancy things. Danger Done. They're not these super fancy like Honda. Oh, what's that cute little motorcycle? I had a friend in Vietnam and she talked about this motorcycle that she liked, but it was like crazy expensive. What is it like Honda? Let me see. Moped. No, it wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. I think it was like. Oh, was it this one? It wasn't the Honda Trail. Was it the Metropolitan? I don't know. It was. I think it was actually this one. It was kind of
ice cream.
Oh my god, you fatty! It got me thinking about ice cream now, you jackass.
I'm sorry. I don't even eat ice cream hardly ever. I bought like some really nice mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I'm like, this isn't. I don't know if it tasted more like natural mint or if it tasted like artificial mint. But whatever flavor of mint I was getting from that was not right. It did not taste good. And so I told my mom, I'm like, I know you don't normally eat regular ice cream, but just please eat it or I'm throwing it away. She's like, that was like $7 for that half gallon. And I'm like, I know. So I'm telling you to eat it. I'm guilt tripping you into eat my ice cream so I don't feel bad for throwing it away because I can't stomach it.
You should try getting an ice cream maker.
I mean, I don't.
No, it's once you get it.
I buy ice cream like 2 times a year, maybe 3.
Well, what about your mom?
I mean, my mom. My mom's not very good at cooking. She would probably.
No, I mean, like if you were to I'm assuming you do most of the cooking and like prepping of food, right? I do.
Yeah.
Like if you were to make it for your mom,
I suppose I could do it. I suppose I could do that. I need to figure out how to make like sugar-free, keto-friendly ice cream.
Oh shit! I don't know how to do that because
I know
the recipes I got are like crazy.
I adore my mother, but she's very concerned about her weight at 62, and she's not. But she's little. She's fine.
No, I mean, that's more of like a. I don't know, some social.
That's something that like she's dealt with. So I really try to give her a lot of slack, and she pigs out every once in a while.
I mean, most of the issues that occur, they occur due to the fact that like they're exacerbated by weight. I don't think there's any like bodily function that you can't improve without, like by that you wouldn't be able to improve by losing weight, and I think that's like for most people. But okay. Well, it's been an hour, Night Storm. We're only going to cap it to an hour. I don't want to like keep rambling on because we can keep.
We don't want to bore people.
We don't want to bore people with our pontification. I totally had the podcast notes up, and just to get people an understanding.
We ignored the shit out of them.
Yeah, just to get an understanding. These are all of the podcast names that are taken. And the first episode was like I was only like doing it for like 15 minutes, but I asked everybody to go and try and find a podcast name that wasn't taken, and if you find one, post it in the comment section. But I realize now that would actually be dumb because most people would end up giving away like their one podcast that they ended up finding. But God, there's like a majority, actually 2/3. It's like a solid 2/3. Wait, no, a little bit less than 2/3 because what is this? It's 19 out of 30 were taken.
Man, I'm so upset that Off Topic was taken.
I feel like Off Topic is obvious that it's going to be taken.
You know what?
It's too clever.
I don't give a damn.
It's too clever.
Give a damn.
It's too clever.
I liked it. I thought that was really smart.
Yeah.
I was so proud of myself for some of these.
Yeah. Technically, I haven't chosen the podcast name. I was thinking about the root idea because that's not taken, and it's at the top. But it's just because that's the first one that we found that was not taken.
And doesn't suck.
Yeah, and doesn't suck balls. It's like a bad joke is not taken, but I'm assuming that's for obvious reasons. 2 dudes in a thought is kind of plain. Derp Talks is not necessarily what we were trying to go with. Echo Chamber sounds like we're trying to indoctrinate people. The Scraps Left Over, not necessarily ideal. Ilium, I don't know. I don't even know if people could look at this type and just like repeat it. They would probably say something different. And Loose Threads, I feel like that's kind of cool because it kind of gives you the idea.
I like that one.
It gives you the idea. Maybe we could just save that as like a segment on the show, the root idea, because like it allows you to like think of like a thread, like a comment thread, you know? So like loose threads, and they're just sort of like splayed out. I don't know.
Well, that's kind of my thought about it. Is, you know, the idea of this podcast really spurned from us playing games, and we'll talk about a subject. And this podcast is here so we can finish talking about subjects we started somewhere else.
Yeah.
And actually give them more intellectual thought. Besides, you know, like we're in the middle of in a firefight in a video game, and we can only, you know, devote so much of our brain to actually thinking about what we're going to say before we just vomit nonsense.
Yeah. So that's the basis of it all for everybody that's not in chat or in chat. I don't even think it like updates accurately. It just says that one person in there, but it's all right. You're respected. Yeah, I think this is the first good go. We went through an hour like it was nothing.
Oh, yeah, we could be here for 4 hours, but we got a story.
That's so awesome. Thank you.
Oh, Danger Dawn again. Wow. You were the top donor.
How kind.
How kind. I know. Now I did talk to Napoleon, and since he has like a background in history, I'm definitely going to try to get him on. A PhD in history, not a background. My bad. I was talking.
PhD is in history. I think his PhD is in political theory.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even get it right. Holy shit! But it involves history. I think he said it was a minor.
He's a very smart.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. I also talked to Toast.
I have tried very hard to cater my friend group to being not dumb people.
Awesome. We don't want the dummies in. I also convinced Toast. I think I convinced Toast that he should come to one of the podcasts if he's talking. Like if we end up talking about because he does a whole lot of business stuff. I don't know if you know that, but
yeah. He's in like marketing, I think.
No, not marketing. He he's like
he talks about marketing quite a bit.
Yeah, that's because he's a board member of a few companies actually, like two. But yeah,
two is not a few. Two is a couple, sir.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, it's a few more than what I got. So there you go.
Amen to that.
I think we should get them on the show at some point to talk about something mature and adult-like, or I don't know, just like I don't know, maybe I don't know, and maybe I don't even know if we'll be able to do that on a Monday, based off of their schedules. But if we end up getting them on the show, ladies and gentlemen, y'all will be made aware. And we'll be labeling it specially. This is Mike Cool Kid and
Night Storm.
And we're going to go ahead and log off and go to some Space Marines. Yeah, I think I haven't even. I've just only installed it, so I think there's going to be like I don't know. It's going to take like 10 minutes to to like rage click through all this shit that might pop up, but I'm going to be on there. So if y'all would like to see that, then stick around and check back in on this channel. Peace out, y'all. If you'd like to see this entire stream from the very beginning, you can always go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/MikeCoolKid. Nightstorm, do you have like a social or some shit? Maybe you should start a YouTube channel and just post this.
I mean, I have a YouTube channel, but it is my real name.
Don't do that.
And I would rather not.
Yeah, don't do that. Make a YouTube channel and do like Pokemon stuff or like the other stuff that you play.
It requires me to have confidence in doing something like this. This is me branching out to doing anything. Okay.
Oh my god. I'm not. You make it seem like I put like production value. This is not production value. I'm just like shooting the shit. Good
speaking voice.
Okay, well, okay.
You already have like half the battle that most people have to get through is like being able to enunciate without sounding like a stupid person. Bah. Peace out. Oh god. If you want, if you would like, we could go to the other group. So